think this is, we up? New worlds to me here. That doesn't look good. All right. Guess I have to do it this way. Hello. Hi there. Working to figure this out. Had it on a nice tripod, and tripod apparently Facebook Live doesn't like it like this. So, all right then. Hi Shane. Hey Sam. Hi Susan. James. Interesting. Huh. Well then. Things are different. How about that? Is that gonna work? I think that's gonna work. This better? Any thumb? Yes? This is weird. Hey Josh, how are you? I need you to come back down here and play sometime. After this is over, of course. Stuart, how are you? Same. Need you to play some music sometime. We're gonna hope everybody have something to drink. I mean, you're here. Hey Sarah. So we're gonna give it a little bit of time, get some people in here, because that's what we're supposed to do. I mean, anytime I watch a Facebook live video, everybody gives it a little bit of time to let things happen and let people show up. So anyways, I had like plans on how we were gonna get this started, but that obviously isn't happening. So hey Tyler, Jack, Jeff, nice. I got thumbs up from Shane, so that's a positive. So I hope we could start with we could do this thing. Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. No, we're not gonna do that. Sorry, I had that Kristen's suggestion, so I did that just for her because she's awesome. So, yeah, I guess we're just gonna get started. Welcome to Four Saints Brewing Company. My name is Joel. I'll be your server today. Have you been here before? It's kind of funny to say that right now because we haven't served a draft beer here at Four Saints in 3 weeks, which is kind of crazy. And that's it's the same across all North Carolina and all the restaurants and all the tap rooms and all the bars, and this is kind of what we do. So it's been a little surreal not being able to actually have people in here sitting down and giving us some crowded tables, but we are doing what we can for as long as we can, and doing our best to get great beer for great people to everybody that comes in and is looking to have some to take home, because all we can do is to-go beer right now. And it's not our most favorite thing to do, just to-go beer, but we can do that, which is always which is good. So the course of today, I'm here to answer your questions. Got a couple things to kind of talk to you guys about, let you know what's happening here at Four Saints. I've not, like I said before, and you'll probably hear me say it at least 5 more times, I've not done this before, so I'll do my best to read the questions. Yay! And hey Jerry, Beth, Lloyd. Yeah, we're missing the music too, Beth. It's but fun thing about the music is we are doing some live Facebook streams. We did 2 last week. We did Friday night. We had Casey Noel. She played from about 7:30 to about 9, and then Saturday night we had Eck McCandless play. He did about the same. and we've got one tonight. So live on Facebook tonight at 7:30. There's a band out of Winston, Greensboro called Farewell Friend, and Tom Troyer, who is kind of the lead guy there, is going to be doing an at-home solo session tonight at 7:30 right here on Facebook. So tune in. He's going to have a digital tip jar, playing some music, and then we've got some other ones lined up for at least the month of April. We've got the Ghost of Liberty, which is Emma and Ty Millard. They're going to be next Friday night. We've got William Nesmith on April 24th, Laura Jane Vincent, Kristen Lee. I know I'm forgetting somebody, but it'll be all of it'll be on our Facebook calendar and on our website calendar, www. In case you didn't know that, FourSaintsBrewing.com. We have an event calendar, so we'll have everything updated there. So you can get some music. It's not the same, but it's what we got, and we can be grateful for what we have. We can still listen to these talented people play, and I can tell you right now, talking to a camera with nobody else here, I can only imagine what it's like playing music to nobody. So give them some love. But yeah, all those live streams will be happening right here on Facebook, so check out the calendar. So we are doing our best to bring a little bit of normalcy to the people that we love, which is you, and continue on what we built here in downtown Asheboro. So let's see here. Hey, Hannah, Michelle. Oh, I'm rocking it. Thank you. That's what I do. I shouldn't have done that. So right now at Four Saints, it's all to go beer. Our hours are online. Today's Saturday. We're open from 1 to 8. Donnie and Megan will be here, ready to get your beer orders. You can walk in and get your beer order. You can call in and get your beer order. You can go online. Again, that website that was earlier, FourSaintsBrewing.com, has got a store on it. You can order crowlers. You can order cans. You can order bottles. Place that order online, pay for it online. We'll bring it to you out the curb. Just let us know when you get here. These are the things that we can do, and we're going to keep doing to do what we love, which is make beer and get it to great beer, great beer to great people. So right now, some of the things that we do have available, I think my favorite that I'm drinking right now, I'm a big fan of the Double Action Revolver Rye Barley Wine. It is a big beer, but it's probably my favorite right now. Really malty, sweet. It's got some really light rye whiskey notes to it because of aging in rye whiskey barrels. That's probably my number one right now. Number two, Potter's Clay. That's my go-to. Love Potter's Clay. So we have that in 16-ounce 4-packs. So I'm gonna see if there's any. So that's what we have beer-wise. We've got a lot of other things. We have our blonde, our Hefeweizen, and we've got some IPAs. What you need, we're ready to help you out beer-wise. And it's going to be a beautiful day. There's a lot of people doing yard work. You can have a bonfire with your family, social distance, right? Do your part. Make sure we get past this so this can all be over so I can welcome you here to the tap room again. Let me see here. I see any questions. I'm going to scroll down here. We also do these Asheboro hats. You see Asheboro. Our good friend Zach over at the warehouse took care of those for us. See there. Hey Samantha, how are you? Lori, hello. Hey Liz. Keep having fun out there. Hi Maria, Amber, Chris. Hope you're not watching this on the job over there, Chris. Let's see. Any questions? Can you still purchase Four Saints merchandise? That's a great question. Yes, you can. So these hats are available right now, $20. We do have some shirts. We have a couple hoodies left. We've got short sleeve, long sleeve. Those can be purchased online. If you purchase merchandise online, you can either pick it up or we can ship it to you. So if you are in Alaska, we'll get it to you. But you can pick up merchandise. I will tell you that we do have a limited amount. Mainly because once all this kind of started happening, we pulled back on some orders because we weren't sure what's going to happen. But we do have some new t-shirts coming next week when we release 2 new beers. Woo-woo. 2 new beers on Wednesday. We will have our Berliner Punch, Berliner Weiss. So a Berliner Weiss is a sour wheat beer, and it is going to have strawberry and raspberry and lime. The design is out of this world. Our good friend Rich Powell took care of that. It's got a really good kind of retro pop culture lean towards it. So it's gonna be fun. We're gonna be releasing that the beer on Wednesday, canned on Wednesday. We'll put the label out a little earlier than that so you see it. We'll also have our You Asked For It Session IPA. So another great light drinking IPA for the weather as it's kind of shifting over more towards our North Carolina sprummer, because you know how it works here. It's 85 one day, 62 the next day. Kind of fun. But those cans will also be, and Rich Powell did those designs as well. So we're gonna have T-shirts for the Berliner Punch. So we'll have the beer, the 2 new beers, and T-shirts on Wednesday. So we're encouraging you to place those orders online, walk in, curbside pickup, all that fun stuff. Experience. I can't spell them. We'll leave that to our yeah, Berliner Weiss. That's Weisse. It's fun stuff. It's good beer. Yeah, sour wheat, Mark. That's right. You know it. Hey, Richard. How are you? Hey, so if you got some time on your hands, Well Crafted NC. It's a program with UNCG that is they're cataloging the beer history of North Carolina. So if you check out, if you get on and Google Well Crafted NC, they have talked to a lot of breweries. They've got a lot of really cool stuff that they've digitally archived, a lot of great interviews. So check them out because they're doing some great work, just getting the idea of what alcohol and beer was like in the Triad and in North Carolina. Doing a lot of great work. They're a lot of fun. So check them out. Best beer. Oh, El Paladin. Yeah, I see you, Peyton. So El Paladin is, so for those that don't know, our Mexican lager, which is aged in tequila barrels with lime and salt. So basically, we've got a margarita beer in a can. That beer is in barrels right now. It is aging. It is becoming more and more beautiful every day. And that beer, it is. We've got a lot of beers that we could call summer in a can, but that beer is like summer at a beach on vacation with your best friends with no worries kind of beer. That's what that beer is. And so we're looking at that beer probably coming out middle of summer, late summer. Going to be canned, and we are planning on doing a T-shirt for that beer. We've done it once. We're going to do it again because we're crazy like that. So Peyton, you'll get your wish, and we'll make sure that there's long sleeves in there for your family because we know how they are. Wednesday can't come soon enough. I hear you, Justin. I hear you, man. We're really excited about these next 2 beers. And really for us, that's one of the big changes that's happened here at Four Saints is because of restaurants not being able to have dine-in service, and it's really we've taken a little bit of a hit on our distribution side of things because we can't sell kegs. And so since we can't sell kegs, we've got this beer, and there's beers that are going to be coming out that have never been in cans before, but are going to be in cans now because to-go beer, one here in Asheboro, but also grocery stores, bottle shops. So Lowe's Foods, your bottle shops like if you're out in the Triangle, Glass Jug, Bottle Rev Apex, and 2 that just kind of popped to mind. And out in the Triad, you've got Gate City Growlers, you've got Jugheads. We've got places like the Beer Growler up in Winston-Salem, still filling growlers, still buying beer. So there's a lot of places, and you go to our website, and there's a beer finder, lets you know where you can find our beer. So some of that's going to be changed a little since all these restaurants are closed down, but you can find out where to get our beer in your neighborhood, and I guarantee there's somebody that's got it. So we got these cans coming out. It does need its own shirt, yes. Paladin, yes. Hey, Donnie, how are you? We'll see you here in a little bit. Emily, hi. Just give a big shout out to those folks: Emily, Donnie, Megan, Matt, Charlie, Dustin. Those are our employees, Four Saints Brewing Company, and They have been absolutely stellar. I personally couldn't ask for a better group of people to be here and to be a part of our team and to be part of our family. They have taken all of this in stride. They have done things to make sure to take care of each other. They have done things to make sure to take care of this company so that this company will exist past the state orders. Every one of them are fantastic. I love every single one of them. They're all fantastic, amazing people. We're really lucky. We're really lucky that they're part of our team. So, thank you guys. I'm gonna move on from that. So, let's see. Any questions here? That beer sneaks up on you, yeah. Some of it does. So let's see here. 2 new beers. How did you get started making beer? That's a good one. So, hey Mac, how are you? Hope you're feeling better. Hope things are good. We're gonna get those Potter's Clay cans to you. Promise. Speaking of Mac, I'm gonna get back to that beer question. But for those of you who haven't seen him on Facebook or Instagram, I hear you. I'm gonna answer that making beer question. We have a YouTube channel. What? Apparently we had like 3. Anyways, you go to YouTube and Google Four Saints. We'll come up, and I mentioned this because I see Mac on here, and Mac did one of our videos for the Our Beer, Their Words series. Right now we've got 3 of them. They're all on YouTube. You can get on there. You can check them out. Dick Hines, Rich Powell, Mac Watley, so far the only 3, but Mac's on there, and he talks a little bit about the history of beer and alcohol in Randolph County, which is really interesting. And if you ever get a chance to see Mac when he's here in the tap room, let him have his beer, give him some time, but he's a wealth of knowledge. He's over at the library in the Randolph room. Amazing place if you want to learn about what's going on. So thank you, Mac, for that. I'm glad you're feeling better. So how do we get started making beer? That's all Andrew. And so I'm pointing to the back over here because that's if you've been in here, that's our that's where the brew house is. So the Andrew, his wife Amy, for their first Christmas together, got him a home brew kit because she didn't know what else to get him. Because they had been dating for a long time, been engaged, they got married, and it was like, what do we do? And so she got him a home brew kit, and he started making beer. And the first beer style that he made was a Belgian double, which to this day is still on tap here. It's one of our year-round beers. It's called Genesis. We named it Genesis because it legitimately was the beginning. It was the genesis, the origin of where Four Saints is and what Four Saints is. So he brewed that Belgian double from the home brew kit, and kind of the rest is history. They moved from New York to they live in Randleman for a teaching job for Amy, and that's how Kristen and I met Amy and their daughters. And then one day Amy came into my classroom and said, "Hey, you all are you and Kristen are pretty decent people." And I was like, "Well, thanks. That's what we strive for." And she said, "I have a husband," and I said, "We've heard, hadn't met him yet." And she was like, "Will you hang out with him?" So at that point, Andrew was working a job up in Greensboro, long hours, so going to work, coming home, and Amy was looking out for him because she loves him. And so I was a decent person. So Andrew and I started hanging out. We started watching football together in his garage, grilling foods, that man kind of stuff, going out and shooting guns. And then one day he said, "Hey, so you like beer?" And I said, "Yeah, I've drank quite a bit of it with you." And he said, "Well, I make beer." And I said, "Well, you should have started with that like months ago. Why haven't you?" And so we started brewing beer. And there were 2 other guys, Jonathan and Pete, that they wanted to brew beer too. So we all started brewing beer in Andrew's garage. And when I say we started brewing beer, what was really happening was Andrew was brewing beer. The other three of us were standing around going, oh, what are you doing? What's that? Should I touch that? Shouldn't touch that. Sorry, apologize. Hey, are we done yet? Can we do anything? And so Andrew just kind of, we learned some, but Andrew did most of the brewing, by most of probably all. and so it was during those, we would brew, and then a month later, we would come back and we would drink to brew again, but we would drink what we brewed a month ago, and we would have those garage conversations of, man, it'd be really great, it'd be, to have a bottle shop or a brewery here in Asheboro, because at that time, Andrew and I met in about 2008, so that's when alcohol came back to Asheboro. A whole nother long story. Mac would be a great one to tell you that one. And those garage conversations just started to waterfall and started to move, and started looking into it and started looking at places. And there was a chili contest back in the park here, and we're sitting in the beer garden, because there was a beer garden back behind the exchange, and it was local people, local organizations, local charities, local produce, everything was local except the beer. We're sitting in this beer garden and we're drinking some mass-produced macro beer, and that's where we had our handshake moment, that we were going to open a brewery in Asheboro. And so we did. From that point, things got a little more serious. Jonathan and Pete stepped away, realized it wasn't something that they wanted to get into at that point. Still two of our greatest fans, still two of our greatest friends. So they were in the beginning. They were there and had a lot of input. And so we started looking into it, and we opened a brewery in Asheboro. And there's a lot more in there, but but when we getting started making beer, it's all Andrew. I've helped really. I've helped, but I'm not the brewer. That's him. So the things that are in that liquid that's in your glass, that liquid that's in your crowler, that liquid that's in your can is all Andrew. He is. I'm fairly certain he's a time traveling wizard, because whenever it comes to trying a style or doing something new, he is a lifelong learner. He's meticulous in all the right ways to make sure that the beer that he brews is going to be spectacular. It's going to be great. And so sometimes he makes the rest of our jobs extraordinarily easy, because he makes the beer, he makes the product. So the great beer all comes from him. So next time you see him, say hi to him. Let's see here. Hey, William. April 24th, William Nesmith going to be live on Facebook here with us, doing his thing. Brian Martzel, oh my word, blast from the past. Hey Brian, how are you? Aaron, I hope you and the fam's doing well. To everybody at 1618, hi for me, please. Hey Mark, your tripod's doing great. Let's see here. Hey Kelly, hope everybody in the family's there. Hey Vanessa, we love you guys too. We're looking forward to having some good times here in the tap room. So along with those live streams, other than the music, we also, Travis Trotter is looking at restarting taproom trivia on Thursday nights on Facebook Live. So we're going to do the first one this coming Thursday. So whatever date that is, this next Thursday coming up, we're going to do trivia. It's coming back. This trivia will be here. Travis is going to take care of it. So if you have missed if you've missed trivia, and I know it's not exactly the same as being able to sit in here and watch Tim Goley get upset about about getting an answer wrong. I love you, Tim. Or that back table getting a little rowdy. Love you guys too. It's all part of what makes this place alive. It's all part of what makes this place amazing. Trivia is going to be back this coming Thursday, so take a look. It'll be on. It'll be back. So keep a watch on Facebook. It'll be on our newsletter. We'll get the link out there and all that fun stuff. So we want to do what we can to bring some stuff back to you. But I don't recall what the actual theme is going to be or the questions. I think it might be Andy Griffith, but I know it's on video now, but don't quote me on it. because it might not be true. We missed the Wednesday night crew too, Chris. What's really been awesome is watching our regulars come in on their regular night and pick up to-go beer and grab some pizza from Times Square, or getting hot dogs from Mike's Chicago Dogs, or doing what felt normal and what is normal. So we miss those guys too, and that Wednesday night crowd is the North Carolina Zoo crowd. We love those people. They do wonderful things for our local community and the state and the world from a conservation standpoint. We're really lucky that they're in our backyard. So the North Carolina Zoo is doing a lot of live videos with zookeepers, talking about different animals and different exhibits. So if you're not following them, do that. It's every couple of days. They've got a zookeeper there showing stuff, answering questions. So follow them, please. The North Carolina Zoo is an absolute, and I'll say this, it's a national treasure. So love the zoo peeps. Looking forward to you guys being back. So the pottery mugs, so Travis does do a great job. He does a fantastic job, absolutely. So pottery mugs, I actually have mine right here. This one is from Michael Mahan. This is my Four Saints pottery mug. We've got a bunch of them back here. I'm actually going to move the phone so you guys can see where our mugs are. But so we, back in the beginning when we were getting started, we wanted to have a mug club. And so a lot of breweries have mug clubs, and there's breweries that have glass mug clubs, they have steel mug clubs, and that we wanted to do something different. And so I don't remember where the idea came from, but we had the revelation or reminder that 6 miles down the road is Seagrove, the Seagrove area, which is a world-renowned area for pottery and earthenware and things that are decorative and things that are practical and things that are meant to put liquids in. So we had the suggestion from Chris Julian, actually made the suggestion to go and talk to Hal Pugh of New Salem Pottery. So he set up a meeting. Sounds really kind of like mobsterish. He set up a meeting. So we set up a meeting, and we went and talked to Hal, and we had some beer. We talked about what we wanted to do. We talked about why we wanted to include the pottery. And let's see here. Hal decided to do some mugs, and he said yes. He said, "How many mugs do you want?" We said, "We want 100." And Hal said, "I'll do 10." So it was, we're like, "Whoa, how are we gonna get all these?" And so Hal suggested a potter, and we went and talked to that potter, did the same thing. And then we went and talked to another potter, and went and talked to another potter. Then we had a little party, a little barbecue over at Mark and Meredith Haywood's house of Why Not Pottery. And there was a bunch of potters sitting around. And so basically we fed them a lot of beer, fed them a lot of beer, and said, "Hey, we want some mugs." And they all said, I can make 2, I can make 5, I can make 10. And so we ended up with a lot of different pottery mugs from Seagrove. And we put those out on Kickstarter, and so there were people that they got on their Kickstarter campaign back in 2012. It's been that long. It's 2012, and at a certain reward level, it was a random mug that got chosen for them. At another level, they actually kind of come in and kind of Harry Potter it and find that mug that really spoke to them. But Hal here was he was our first one at New Salem Pottery, and he's got Four Saints right there, and then actually has a little thumbprint of the wax seal right there too. So we'll take a look at some of these other mugs here. We had, through the Kickstarter, we had about 60 or so go through Kickstarter, and then when we were getting ready to open, we needed a capital influx. Without mincing words, we needed cash, and so we did Jimmy, you're not the only one, man. I hear you. But I'm gonna tell you about how you can get one. We needed some money to get started because we were right at opening, and we needed it. So we sold some mugs, and we got our mug club really rolling. And so now, in order to get a mug, there's really one main way to do that. And every anniversary, we do a live pottery mug auction, right? So we do a live pottery mug auction where we bring in an actual auctioneer. I did it the first year. It is terrifying to be an auctioneer. Bring in an auctioneer. We've got anywhere from 10 to 15 mugs from different potters, typically potters that are not already on the wall. And we do an auction. And part of the proceeds goes to Family Crisis Center, the Our Daily Bread Soup Kitchen, and the Randolph County Honor Guard. Those are three groups of people that are doing great things in our community. We make beer. Beer's fun. Beer's enjoyable. Beer relieves some stress. But those people at the Family Crisis Center, the Soup Kitchen, and the Honor Guard are really making a difference in our community, making our community a better place. So to be able to support them with our beer, because we make beer, is it's one of our main missions. So we have that auction, and you come in and you bid. I mean, that's it. And we'll bid. We'll have 10 of those mugs up for live auction. We typically have a silent auction for another one. So that is, Jimmy. That is one way that you can get a mug. So our anniversary, in case you're wondering, is May 6th. This year, we're not sure, based on the way things are, if we're going to be able to actually hold our anniversary and have that mug club auction in May. If that's what it takes to get past this, so be it. But we will have an anniversary celebration because we are 5 years old this year. That is nuts. 5 years old this year. And we will do the mug club auction again this year. It may not be in May. It may be in August. It may be October. I don't know. We're going to find, once it's there, we'll let everybody know, of course. But so let's take a look at some of these mugs. I'm going to do this. Hey, Katie, how are you? Hey, Midge. We love you, and we love your mug too. So we're just going to kind of scan down through here. All right. So all of our, I can't say that all of our mugs are from Seagrove. Move that out of the way there. So we've got all these different mugs. There's Why Not Pottery here. There's Betsy Brown here. Let's see, we've got Ben Owen here, Don Tagawa, Levi Mahan. Oh my, see if I can remember them all. Jeff Brown. I'm not sure if I'm even getting it all in here. Chris Luther. Pardon me. I've actually got one sitting here. This is a porcelain mug. It's not a pottery mug, but this was done by some students at the Arc of High Point, the Wild and Free program. One of our mug club members wanted to swap out her mug for this mug, so we actually have a Wild and Free Arc of High Point mug here on the mug wall. We've got some more over here. We got 5 McCandless and let's see, Eck McCandless runs in the family. I know I'm forgetting some, but those are our mugs, and hopefully we'll have some more this year. So let's see here. Let's see what we got. 5 years. Yep. Love you too, Burton. Appreciate you all coming in. Hey, William. Bulldog Potter. Yeah. Samantha Henneke. Speaking of Samantha Henneke, great segue, Janine. You didn't know you did it, but you did. So I think next week, the Heart of North Carolina is going to be doing another one of these Saturday chill moments. Yep. Thank you, Kristen. That's Kristen, my wife. She's awesome. Thank you for asking the question and letting me know. But back to Janine and Bulldog Pottery. From what I understand, we have a potter next week on this, and I believe it might be Samantha Henneke. Again, don't quote me on that. Things change, things do. But Samantha, if you're watching this and you're thinking about doing it, go ahead and do it. This is fun. The people are responding and sending in questions. So the name Four Saints. I kind of feel like I'm jumping all around here, but that's kind of the point, right? Name Four Saints came from when we were in the garage and having that idea of wanting to open up a brewery. And Pete, he's the guy that kind of, when he gets into something, he gets into it and does research and gets a lot of knowledge and has a lot of fun with it. And so he did some research and found there were 4 patron saints of beer and brewing. Pardon me. I'm going to drink from my mug. Put that right there. So there are 4 patron saints of beer and brewing. And somebody said, well, Four Saints Brewing Company, Four Saints Brewery, it's kind of got a nice ring to it. And so with some Google foo, hey Lauren, out there in Tennessee, next time we're out in Nashville, we'll come see you. So 4 patron saints, and we said Four Saints it's got a good ring to it. And with some Google foo, we found that there was nothing in the beer world, the wine world, or the spirits world called Four Saints. There was 3 saints, there was 2 saints, there was 4 friends, 4 roses. There was everything around this name Four Saints. So we grabbed it, because in this day and age, if you can come up with a name that is unique and it doesn't exist anywhere else, snatch it up, because everything's a remix. And so what we did find was there were 2 things with the name Four Saints. And the one was a play. It's called Four Saints in 3 Acts. Haven't seen it. I don't know if it's any good. That shows up a lot. But then there was also a Detroit quartet in the 50s. That was called the Four Saints. And so since there was nothing Four Saints Brewing Company or in that space, we grabbed it. And so John Semenkowitz, Beer Law Center, helped us out with that. We got that name. We own it, trademarked, all that fun stuff. And so we put that out there. And one of the fun stories is I got a call from New Jersey, and I don't remember the gentleman's name because it's been 7 years ago. He called up and he said, hey, your brewery's called Four Saints. Hey, Amy. Hey, Scott. Hey, we're going to get back to that story. Support your local brewery. If you're in Winston-Salem, Wise Man Brewing, Fiddle and Fish Brewing, go get beer from them. Great people. We love working with Wise Man. We actually have a bottle here with them called Bound to Get Down. Right here. See that? It's a funky pale ale. It's delicious. Wax seal. It's good stuff. Support your local brewery, wherever you are. He called up and he said, hey, I'm back to the story. I'm tangential. He said, my dad was part of the group Four Saints in Detroit, and we love the fact that your brewery is called Four Saints, and it's just really awesome. Thank you for that. And so we went out and we found the records. And so every Saturday and Sunday when the tap room's open, we do BYOV, Bring Your Own Vinyl. We've got a record player. We've got some records of our own, including Four Saints, the Four Saints. You bring in your record, play some music, and have some. You just sit back and listen to music. Bring your own records in, play them, share what you've got with other people. So so that's Four Saints. Our Four Saints are St. Luke, St. Wenceslas, St. Nicholas, and St. Augustine. And all of them have our season here at Four Saints. So right now, our next saint coming up is going to be St. Luke. St. Luke is a honey ginger pale ale. And we're actually going to be canning that up this year. First time ever. So if you like that beer, you're going to be able to get a 4-pack of it. The St. Luke, the Honey Ginger, is because what we know about St. Luke is he was a doctor. Just leave it. Just leave it there. I'm okay. Pardon me as I go and get some mail. Beer is good. People are good. Discuss. I'll be back in 30 seconds. Back. Mail call. So St. Luke will be available, but what we know about St. Luke is the mailman's still out there doing their thing. Neither rain nor snow or sleet nor hail, right? So St. Luke, what we know about St. Luke is he was a doctor, and the idea that at his time as a doctor, the use of herbs and twigs and berries, that's what, putting that into a pistol and mixing it up to make medicine really kind of transfers over into another context when it comes to beer, when using malt and hops and yeast and water. So putting these natural ingredients together to create beer. Also, during this time, it was more than likely a suggestion to drink the beer and the wine rather than the water, because the water was not safe, and something that was even slightly fermented with just even the smallest bit of ABV would allow it to be potable and free from bacteria, viruses, and all that stuff, which is quite apropos at the moment. So St. Luke Honey Ginger Pale Ale will be out, but every one of our saints has a beer that goes along with them. You can go to our website and learn a little bit more about that. Again, foursaintsbrewing.com. And St. Luke hopefully will be out within the next couple of weeks. It is a favorite. It is delicious. We've got local honey. We've got ginger. So it's got a little bit of spice to it. It's got a nice little bit of sweetness to it. And it is a perfect spring beer. So, but a great question about who the Four Saints are. So thanks for that. Herbs or herbs? I don't know, Scott. Are you talking about like the herbs or the herbs? I don't get you. Yeah. So support your Triad breweries. 336 beer. When you're getting out there, thank you, Scott. It's a great reminder. So we do have a local brewery association called Triad Brewers Association, the TBA. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, updates about who's doing what and when. So when you get out there and if you're enjoying a beer, if you're enjoying a local beer from the Triad and you're putting it on Instagram or you're putting it on Facebook, if you could do a hashtag 336beer, be fantastic. If you're having a beer from any of those breweries, you're having a beer from Four Saints, tag Four Saints Brewing Company, hashtag FSBCO, or just tag us. We'll be happy to share that out to everybody and share the joy that you're having because of what we're doing. It's another great free way to support the breweries in your neighborhood, and to make sure that we all get through this together, because we will, because we can. So support your local brewery, support your local restaurants, support local. It's more than a tagline. Support local is a lifestyle. We're not saying that you can't go out into another town and have another, go to another restaurant, but what we're saying is think local first. Think about your local restaurants first. Think about your local stores first. Think about your local small businesses first. We've had a great, we've really had a really great run. After the last recession, another time when people lost their jobs and things changed, and there were a number of people who decided that they wanted to do that thing that they love. They decided they wanted to open that shop. They wanted to open that restaurant. They wanted to open that or start that business. And so support local really came into play and really helped start to really build that economy and raise those quality of lives in different areas. Asheboro has certainly been like that. You know, we have some amazing local restaurants here with the Table and the Flying Pig and Magnolia 23 and Hamilton's and Taco Loco and Mike Chicago Dogs and Trace Garcia's and I'm thinking of the ones that are just right downtown. I'm not thinking about my mind. That's where my mind is right now. But these restaurants started. These local shops started. Vintage Cottage started. My mind. I'm one of those things like name them all and I can't. But this is another time. This is another time where your support local is going to matter more than you may even realize. So support local, make it a lifestyle, not a tagline. Support local. It's really important. It's really important for the survival of your local communities. So please do that. Let's see, we've got 15 more minutes. How have you stayed positive? Hey, Christy, how are you? Thank you very much. Let's see here. Yeah, support local. So about 15 more minutes here. How have you stayed positive? So staying positive has been probably one of the easier things that we've done. It's when we open our doors, we have today when we open up, we'll open up 1 o'clock today. And to see people come in to pick up beer and their words of encouragement, their goodwill, their desire to support local has been nothing but uplifting. It's been humbling to realize that, we started a brewery 5 years ago in Asheboro, not knowing what was going to happen, not knowing how long it was going to survive, not knowing if this community was going to wrap its arms around it. And this community has got its arms wrapped around us tighter than we could have ever hoped. And we are very fortunate about that. We're very fortunate to have that. This community is an amazing community, and I hope that a lot of other local businesses feel the same way, and I hope a lot of other breweries out wherever they are feeling the same thing. But staying positive has come from the people that walk into our doors or place online orders, and they say, "Hey guys, we're thinking about you. Hey guys, we love you, we miss you, we can't wait to be back." That's what's doing it. That's what's making us. That's what's helping us stay motivated. We're dedicated to what we're doing. We're dedicated to our business, and we're dedicated to what we envision us bringing to the community. But the motivation is coming solely from you guys. So we really appreciate that. More than I think I can ever put into words. So thank you very much. It's we know we have a couple more weeks of this. We know it may get harder, may get easier. We can't tell what the future is going to hold, but we know what we got today. Today we got some beautiful weather outside. Hopefully you've got some time with your families. Maybe you've got a to-do list around the house. Maybe you've got some time to sit down and read that book. Maybe you've got just whatever. And know that there's anxieties and stress are always going to be there. But if there's anything that I see that's positive coming out of this, it's the ability and the almost we're being forced to slow down. We're being forced to take a moment. And I can tell you that the time I've been able to spend with my family, my daughter and my wife, has been eye-opening. And the realization of things are going to change when this is over. And I think it's going to be for the positive. I think people are going to rush back to things, and I think people are going to rush back to the things that matter most to them. And so I can see that only as a positive. So, yeah, it's another day. We're here. We're up. We're breathing. Sun came up. People care about us. People care about you. That's a good day. That's a good day. Let's see. Yeah, Brian, we're gonna miss you too. Brian Shaw saying hi. 80s Unplugged. They were supposed to be here on Saturday night. Ugh. We're gonna make it happen. We'll see you again. We're gonna have some fun. Because when this is done, when this is over, we're gonna throw a massive party. Within bounds, but we're gonna throw a massive party. Yeah, so a couple other things I just want to make sure you guys know about. This is kind of a fun thing. We were hoping it was going to start in April. Obviously it's not, but in case you haven't heard, we, Four Saints and Urban Street Grill food truck, Eric and Elizabeth James and us have partnered together on a food truck. That's right. Once this is all said and done, once it's over, once we get past this, Four Saints Brewing Company will have a food truck sitting outside that door every night from Wednesday through Sunday. It's called Faye's Diner, FAY''S Diner. So Faye's Diner is a food truck collaboration between Urban Street Grill and Four Saints Brewing Company to make sure that we've got food here at Four Saints Brewing Company every night. You can follow them on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram at Faye's Diner, FAYESDINER. Get on there, follow. There's a couple pictures of some of the food that we're already thinking about. Because we wanted to bring something else to downtown. Another place to eat, a place for us to have some food. Our Four Saints beer is going to be included in some of the recipes. Things like fried bologna sandwiches. What? Tuna melts. Good big burgers. Salt and vinegar fries. All right, come on now. We were hoping we were going to be open in April. It's obviously not happening. But when it is, and when we're ready to go, we expect to see you here. But Eric and Elizabeth are working on those recipes, working on the ingredients, working on what's going to make this beer, this food truck go. Scott, we'll talk to you soon. Love you, brother. Love you all up at Wise Man. Hey, Larry. Good to see you. So Faye's Diner is going to happen here at when we're able to. So get excited. Faye's Diner. Check it out on Instagram. Follow. Keep up with everything that's going to be happening with that. It's one of the next steps in our evolution with Four Saints Brewing Company. So make sure that you follow us, Four Saints Brewing Company, on Facebook, because I'm guessing you already are. But share us out. Let your friends know. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Heart of North Carolina, for putting that up there. Appreciate that. And follow us on Instagram at Four Saints Brewing. Share that out with people. That's where the news. That is the best way to get up to date information about what's happening at our brewery, between hours or beers being available. You can also sign up for our email newsletter that comes out once a week, lets you know what's happening. Because once we get up and running again, that's going to let you know what music's here, what trivia's here, what other events are happening, like music bingo and all that fun stuff. So big things to take away from this today. One, you all are awesome. I really appreciate you hanging out with me today and asking a few questions. Appreciate the comments, the encouraging comments, and this has been way more fun than I thought it would be. So, so if you're thinking about doing one with the Heart of North Carolina, please do. And also, you can check out Heart of North Carolina. They're going to keep you up to date on all the fun virtual things that are happening. It's not something that's going to happen in person, but the virtual stuff is what we can do. And so you can share that out. Like I mentioned, the zoo's doing some things. Some other places are doing some stuff. So make sure that you check them out. Heart of North Carolina, that is where we are. We're in the heart of North Carolina here in Asheboro, Randolph County. Good people doing good stuff as well to promote what we've got going on. So with just a couple minutes left, any questions? Anything's up for, go for it. I don't know. Hey, Alan, how are you? We got some Hefeweizen waiting for you. Watching from Seattle. Holy cow. Well, cheers to you out there across the country. Appreciate you being here. If we could figure out how to send beer through the mail to you, we would for sure. I'm not really sure what else to talk to you guys about. I mean, it's a big day. So big virtual hugs. Yes. Thank you, Amber. We appreciate you. Appreciate the work you're doing here in Randolph County to help promote small business and business here to make our home even better. So, can you teach Aaron to grow a beard? Wow. I will put some brain cells to that and see what we can do. It might involve might have to super glue some things on there, but I don't know. I don't know if I can teach him, but we can try. We can try, right? Yeah. Hey, Connie from Jersey. Wow, it's been a while. Connie came down from New Jersey and hung out with Andrew and I during a brew day once, and that was surprising. Yeah. But it was good. We had fun. Oh, man. Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Heidi. Big shout out to our families, Amy and Amy for Andrew, and big shout out to Andrew, obviously. I feel like I need to. And my wife and my family. Thanks to Doris for watching our daughter today. And she's doing some really good work in our yard, too. That's awesome. Good to have family around. But we want to just, if you haven't, if you can't, or if you haven't yet, show some love to your local businesses wherever you are, whether you're here in Asheboro or Germany or Florida or wherever. Show some love to those local businesses. Give them virtual hugs. Give them high fives. Give them whatever you can. There's a lot of things that you can do to support your local businesses that don't cost money. Obviously, revenue helps right now, but just be there for them. Social media stuff really helps a lot too. What is your favorite thing to cook with beer? Oh, that's a great question. Actually, one of my favorite things to do with beer. So I'm going to do my best to explain this. So get a cast iron skillet and put a good amount of butter in there. You decide what a good amount of butter is. Put that, and you'll need a steak. You need preferably a nice ribeye. It's got a little bit of salt and pepper on both sides, ready to go. Room temperature would be preferable. So you get that room temperature ribeye, a little bit of salt and pepper on it. You got yourself a cast iron skillet. Heat that cast iron skillet up. Get that butter and let that butter sit in there and let the butter start to brown. And as it starts, once you see the butter start to smoke a little bit, right? Got to keep an eye on it. Once you see it start to smoke a little bit, take that steak, put that steak into the cast iron, just boom, pop it in there, get a good sear on that side. Now, no more than a minute, and then flip it. Same thing, good sear, about a minute, and then take your favorite beer at room temperature. So, a Potter's Clay Amber Ale, maybe, or a stout, one stout. I've tried it with an IPA, and it surprised me how well it worked. You take that beer, you have a 16-ounce can, you're going to pour about 6 to 7 ounces of that beer before you do that, take the cast iron skillet off, pour that beer right into the skillet, and let that beer just soak right up into that meat, because that meat as that meat's nice and hot, it's kind of wide open. It's science. Once that beer hits it at room temperature, it's much colder. It causes that meat to start to contract, and as it does, it pulls that beer up into the meat. Then you let it sit for about 5 minutes, and then you cut into it. Holy cow, that is an amazing meal right there. So you can experiment with a bunch of different meals, but that's probably my favorite thing to do with beer. Cast iron skillet, beer braised ribeye. I don't know. That's what I'll call it. So hopefully you try that out. I'd love to hear if you enjoyed it. Let's see. Where does a fella get a hat like that? Well, Jason, you get them right here at Four Saints Brewing Company if you're in town. If not, you can go online. You go to our website, foursaintsbrewing.com. And we have an online store, and we have our Ash Bureau hats. You see they got the logo here. Again, Zach at the warehouse here in Ashboro. He came up with that, Ash Bureau. He's a genius. He's also doing the hats. We've got some shirts that are coming. We have some Ash Bureau shirts in Carolina blue right now. Short sleeve and long sleeve. We'll have some black ones back a little bit later. So, yeah. So totally trying out. Go for it, Aaron. I want to know if you think that it's if it meets what you're imagining. Emily, that's a great question. When we no longer have to social distance, I will personally make that for everybody on our staff, which everybody here, all of our employees, everybody that makes Four Saints tick. We appreciate you. And another big shout out, talking about people that make things tick. With all the uncertainty and all the things that are going on right now, I'd be remiss if I didn't give a big thumbs up thank you to James Gowdy over at BB&T and Chris Farman at Small Batch Standard as our banker and our CPA. They have done a tremendous job of keeping us up to date on what we can do as a small business, suggestions, strategies, things that, and some days just to call, just to say, hey, how you doing? Those two guys, James has been with us since the beginning. He certainly has helped make this thing happen. We appreciate all that he has done for us, and big thanks to Chris for keeping us on track. So that's how we're going to get through this. We're going to get through this with people. We're going to get through this with the people that not only that we love, but the people that we trust. So they, if you've got somebody like that, if you've got a helper, like Mr. Rogers says, in times of trouble, in times of crisis, find the helpers. If you've got a helper in your life right now, if you've got somebody who's just checking in on you, tell them thank you. And if you're sitting at home, this is more esoteric, I guess. If you're sitting at home and somebody crosses your mind, especially right now, if somebody crosses your mind that you haven't spoke to in a week, 2 weeks, a month, a year, doesn't matter, from whatever time of your life. If you have the ability, go ahead and reach out to them. Tell them you're thinking about them. Tell them that you hope they're doing well. Ask them if they need anything, because I believe that somehow, some way, that person that just pops into your mind for some reason needs something, and that something may just be somebody saying hi. So take a moment and do that, because this while we are being physically socially distanced, while we are being forced to not gather, we have amazing opportunities to connect. We have amazing opportunities to tell people that we care about them. We have amazing opportunities and capabilities to be together, so that when we can fill this tap room up again, the hugs and the love and the joy will be abundant. We get a chance to build that up now. That's what I ask you to do. Build up the abundance. So, yeah. Big thoughts here. What has been your favorite beer that Four Saints has ever done? Oh, that's big question there. I'm going to have to go ahead and say that my favorite beer that I continuously go back to and hope that I'm looking forward to being here again is our rum barreled stout 1, which happened 2 years ago because some rum barrels fell into our laps. We did the beer. It's fantastic. I've got 1 can sitting in my fridge at home, just 1. However, we have a couple barrels in the back, and we're looking forward to doing that beer again. So we got a couple rum barrels. We have some stout in it. We're looking forward to putting out rum barreled stout 1 again, and I am stoked. So rum barrel stout 1, easily the one beer that I continuously come back to, that that was it. But on a daily basis, Potter's Clay Amber Ale, that's my beer. Just can't get it. It's the original. It's the OG, and it's my favorite. So Let's see. Love you too, Michelle. Thanks for reaching out. Hey, Stacy. Hope the kids are keeping you sane. Let's see here. So thank you. Yeah, thank you, Sarah. Thank you for all your help in getting this set up and suggestions to make it work. I'm not sure. I guess I don't know if we're over time, if this is over, if this is done. I'll give it another minute for one more question, and then we'll call it a day. So, one more question from anybody about anything. It doesn't have to be beer related, Four Saints related. It could be about anything. I'll wait. I've been a teacher, so I can wait for a question. Nobody. Okay. All right. Maybe it's just like, oh, wait. Oh, there's Kristen again. Hi, darling. Is it wrong to pop the top on a Potter Crowler this early? You know, what are you looking forward to most on the other side of this? Two good questions. So I'm going to start with Shane's. Is it too early to pop the top? That is a personal question. You can do what you want. You're an adult. But I did hear, I did read at some point that quarantine stay-at-home rules are airport rules. So if you want a Bloody Mary at 9 a.m., have a Bloody Mary at 9 a.m. So if you want to have a Potter's Clay at 11:05 on a Saturday, if the restaurants were open, you could go to the Flying Pig, sit down, order some pig wings and a beer, and it'd be okay, and nobody will look at you weird. So I think you'd be okay. So pop the top if you wish. What am I looking forward to most on the other side of this? This is going to sound a little cheesy, maybe. I'm looking forward to hugs. I'm a hugger. I hug my wife, hug my kid. But being able to physically connect with other people and just that embrace, I do miss that. So looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to staying slowed down. So I hope everybody out there has something that they're looking forward to on the other side of this, whether it's in 2 weeks or 2 months, because we're going to get there. We're going to get through this. We're going to get to the end of this. And if you wake up every day and count your blessings, know what you got, be happy with what you got, be grateful for what you got. And when those things happen, those negative things happen, because they will. This world is not an easy world, but those negative things are going to happen. Those things are going to make you feel upset, frustrated. You've got 3 ways of looking at it. You can go, oh no, and be frightened. You can go, oh well, and throw your hands up and feel that everything is out of your control. Or you can go, okay, and do something about it. Choose to do something about it. Choose to reframe the situation into something that is positive. Choose to ask for help. Choose to take a moment, because that's what this is all about. This moment in time for all of us is unprecedented for anybody, for most of us that are alive right now. And it'll all pass. It'll all get through. We can do it, and we will do it as a community, whether that's a community in Asheboro, the community in the Triad, the community in North Carolina, the United States, the world. We're going to get through it. We're going to get past it, and we're going to do it together. And it's going to be a brighter future. We're going to be stronger together, and we will all celebrate with great beer for great people on the other side. I'm going to call that a day. I appreciate every single one of you. I look forward to seeing you and giving you a hug sometime in the near future. Love y'all. Cheers.